Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, or should I say good afternoon?
Good afternoon, you too.
This is Giacomo, my amazing pianist.
Hello.
Giacomo.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Welcome to Greensburg, Indiana.
Very happy to be with you.
Well, we are so honored to have both of you. And you know, I always like to do a little bit of research, but I do an introduction that is slightly different because Greensburg, Indiana, population 10,296, and we created this Chautauqua event, and this comes from the spirit of a major Chautauqua program based out of the state of New York. And then there are a handful of pockets of little satellite Chautauquas, and we are the only high school that hosts a Chautauqua event in the world that we know of for this, for our students and for our community. And it gives them the experience and inspiration from not only great performers from around the world, but really great historical figures as well. And I think because of those things, that is what led me to come across Marie Hart. And when I do my little researches, of course, she's one of the top sopranos in the world. And depending on where you look, she's on these top 10 lists. And I love it. One of my own little things that I love is called ranker.com. And ranker.com has you listed at number 2 in the world.
What?
It does. You are amazing. And so in the last few months, we have been communicating, and I've enjoyed it because you get these individuals who are at the peak of their profession, and they're giving us the time of the day, and it means so much to us. And today we present to you in our Chautauqua virtual musical concert series, Marie Hart, originally from Eugene, Oregon, who now calls Germany her home. She is the 2010 Grand Prize winner of the Maryland Horn Song Competition, amongst so many other awards. She has performed in the greatest performance venues all across the world, from Carnegie Hall. She's played for Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama. And today she is performing for the students and community of Greensburg High School. Megan, thank you so much for joining us. We are looking forward to it.
We are so honored to be here, and we're really excited to present this program for you guys. What we're going to do is we're going to take you from sort of a historical journey from the earliest sort of Baroque opera all the way through 20th century opera. So my first piece that I'm going to be singing is called Lascia ch'io pianga. It's from Handel's opera Rinaldo. And this character, her name is Almirena. And she has been abducted by an evil sorceress who is in love with her boyfriend, Rinaldo. And so she's being kept captive by this evil sorceress's henchmen, and she's begging him, please leave me in peace so that I can cry by myself. You know, she's bound up in chains, and she's very upset about it. So that's basically what this first song is all about. Oh, and I do want to say one quick thing. With this Baroque kind of music, there is an ABA format. So you're going to hear the first part is a recitativo. It's where we sort of are just talking. It sounds like we're speaking in almost natural speak-like rhythms. And then we're going to have an A part of the aria, and that's going to be one tune. Think of like verse, chorus, verse. And so we'll have an A part and then a B part, and then we're going to come back to the A part, but I'm going to ornament it a little bit, kind of like, I don't know, Christina Aguilera might do. is a piece by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I bet everybody knows who he is. He wrote an opera called Don Giovanni. Now, Don Giovanni, in this story, he's a very, very bad guy, and he runs around attacking women and killing people all over the place. And he has basically just killed, very recently, Donna Anna's father, my father. My character's name is Donna Anna. And I have a boyfriend who wants to get married, and he keeps bothering me about it. And so I'm telling him, look, I would like to marry you eventually, but right now I need to grieve for my father, and I can't do this right now. So that's basically the aria in a nutshell, and I end with saying maybe someday God is going to look down on me and smile on me and send me good luck again. so from the Romantic period. Don Giovanni is from the Classical period, so we have Baroque and Classical, and now we're going to a new type of composition in the Romantic period that it sort of mimics some of the classical things, because it's early Romantic period, but it's sort of through composed, which means that music isn't really repeating itself very much. It repeats itself a little bit, but not as much. And so this one is from a German opera called Der Freischütz, und that means the free shooter, you know, like a gun. And so basically what happens is my character is named Agata, and her boyfriend is this guy who likes to go hunting and doing shooting competitions, like target competitions. And he really wants to win this competition so much that he actually basically sort of makes a deal with essentially the devil to have magic bullets, and that like always find their mark. And so anyway, of course that never goes well. And I think personally, if I were going to make a deal with the devil, I probably wouldn't ask for that. I'd probably ask for something a little bit better, but you know, I'm not judging him. So basically what happens is I'm waiting for him to come home and to see him after the competition, and he's not there. And I'm just saying, oh God, please look over him and make sure that he wins the competition, and I love him so much, and protect him from everything. And then I see him coming back in the distance, and he's got a crown of flowers on his head. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so exciting. He's obviously won the competition. And I'm like, yay. And that's basically the aria. So this is called Leise, leise, fromme Weise. Thank you. Before my next song, I'm going to take a sip of my water. Actually, it's not water, it's Thai iced tea, but I'm going to take a sip of it, and I will be there in 1 second. Thai iced tea. Actually, it's funny about this cup. I carry this cup on stage with me during my production of Aida, because in my production, I was never allowed to leave the stage. I was on stage the entire, 3 hours, and I couldn't leave or anything, so I had to have my drink with me. Sometimes it was Coke, and sometimes it was Thai iced tea. Okay, speaking of Aida, my next piece is, technically, Aida is mid-romantic music, but because it's by Verdi, we sort of put Verdi in its own category. Verdi is Verdi because he's really, in my opinion, the best composer of all time. Not everybody agrees with me, but Giacomo probably does. And so basically, we just say, oh, it's Verdi, even though it, was written in the late Romantic period. So I'm doing this opera, the aria Ritorna Vincitor from Aida. And this piece, basically, the situation is a little complicated. Aida is a slave, but she's actually a princess. She's been captured from Ethiopia by the Egyptians, and they have basically made her be a slave to this Egyptian princess, who's very evil. And she has fallen in love with the general of the Egyptian army, Radames. You'll hear his name in the song. And basically, he's going off to war to fight the Ethiopians. My father and my brothers, right? And so basically she's in a parade, and Amneris, the evil princess, says, basically she makes it so that I have to say the words Ritorna Vincitor with everybody else. The whole crowd is there. And then when I'm alone, I realize that I've told, it means return victorious, and I realize that I've said return victorious Radames, my boyfriend, but that means that he's going to kill my father, he's going to kill my brother, or my father will also be enslaved and in chains. And so I feel like if I sort of am on the side of my father, then Radames is going to die, my boyfriend, and if I'm on the side of my boyfriend, he's going to kill my family. And so I'm just very upset about this, obviously. And so that's what this song is about. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Okay. getting, oh, sorry?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We lost our volume. We couldn't hear the second part of that. Could we pause a second and maybe do another quick sound check?
Okay.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Kann mich nicht hören. Okay. He says the second part. Well, I'm recording it. I hope not. I'll drink these down now. That's not good.
I don't feel like it's on our side.
Can you hear me now? You can't hear me. Maybe I should sign out and sign back in. Should we try that? Sollten wir, ich sollte rausgehen und dann? Ja? Okay. We go out and come back in. Okay, I'm gonna, how do I get to the regular part? Okay. We close this window, and then I go, okay. How about now? Can you hear me? Can you make them? Okay, video start. Can you hear me now?
Prova.
No? Uh-oh.
It's the connection. So is the...
Let me go get a different set of speakers. But you said
Heather doesn't have it either.
Heather wasn't getting audio either.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear us now?
Very, very faint. It's there, but it's
Idiot.
Well, what about now? Can you hear me now?
it's super low. Like
Just almost. It's low. I'm starting to hear you though.
Okay, how about now?
After 3 seconds, I hear your voice after 3 seconds.
Yeah. There's like a 3-second delay.
It's the ocean. It's the ocean.
It's because we're across the ocean.
I think we're back.
We're back?
We're back.
I'm so sorry you missed the second half of the aria.
Well, the first part was wonderful.
Thank you. It must have been funny seeing me all emotional, but you couldn't hear me.
Well, you acted it out well, so we're back.
Thank you.
I'll give it back to you.
Okay, so real quick, my next piece is from an opera called Tosca, and my character is named Tosca, and again, it's always about my boyfriend. My boyfriend is held captive by this evil police chief in Rome. And so he's a painter and he's like a political radical and stuff. And so basically they're saying they're gonna kill my boyfriend unless I do what he wants. So basically I've tried everything and finally I stop and I pray to God. I'm not exactly praying to God. I'm more or less saying, actually, God, why are you doing this to me? I've done everything great in my life. I've been a really good person. I live for art. I live for love. I helped people. I gave my voice. How can you reward me so horribly? And God doesn't hear her. He's not interested in this particular case in helping her out. So she ends up just killing the police chief. And she thinks she's saving her boyfriend, but of course her boyfriend dies as well, and then she jumps off the roof. So, this is the aria, Vici d'arte.
Perfect.
Okay. So my last song is in English for you guys. It's from a modern opera called Susanna, and it's set in the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know if you guys have heard about mountain people, but you should Google it because they're really interesting. And anyway, so this is set sort of in the 1950s, and Susanna lives in a town, very small town in the mountains in southern rural Tennessee. And she basically, they're very poor. They're completely, she doesn't have a lot of schooling. She doesn't have a lot of opportunities or any opportunities at all. And she's surrounded by basically religious fundamentalist people who are not treating her very nicely because she's a little bit different. And so a new preacher comes to town, and he basically gets everybody all excited about the church, and it's sort of like a cult atmosphere, and but basically all sorts of terrible things happen later in the opera, but this is more the beginning of the opera. And Susanna is just sitting out on her front porch, and she's looking up at the sky, and it's really beautiful. And she's talking to her friend, Little Bat, who is Giacomo right now. Giacomo is Little Bat, you know, like a bat, you know, with wings. So they call him Little. That's not his actual name. It's just his nickname. And basically, she just is saying she has hopes for the future, that she wants to go to a city and maybe have, you know, a really amazing, glamorous lifestyle, and she just wishes that she could, you know, go somewhere bigger than the town, but she also thinks, okay, but I could also come back if I missed it, you know, come back after I've been out and explored the world. So this is the song, and yeah, here we go. Oh wait, I have a prop. Okay. For the sound of crickets and the smell of harvest raw. For softly rabbits and blooming things and mountains turning good to the Painted up the sky so heavy with stars tonight that it could fall right down and cover us and cover us up in one big blanket of velvet and We didn't practice the bows.
Oh my,
Did you hear
that
it? You could hear it, right?
I could hear the whole thing. It was
Oh, thank
wonderful.
Good.
Oh, it was just incredible. Oh,
Did you like my prop?
the prop was wonderful.
And see, look, it has like this glitter. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got glitter, so I thought it looked like stars.
Oh, what a treat. Oh, what a treat. You two were amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm sorry you couldn't hear the last part of Ritorno Vincitore. It's the best part.
That's okay. Everything else
But you
is
know what? If you guys want to hear the last part of it, we are recording it, so I can send it to you in an email. We're recording it on sound, and you can at least hear it. You can't see it, but you can hear it.
That would be wonderful.
Good.
Well, you know, that was just so good. Megan, how would you like to have a few questions from my students?
I would love that. Can you hear me if I sit down here? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Or is it worse? Can you hear me?
Yes, we're getting rid of a quick echo.
Turn that off.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Cheers, cheers.
No.
We had a technical wizard behind the scenes. He was amazing and he helped us. So we're very lucky that we have a Jason too.
You know, they have a slight little thing. I think they're figuring. Megan, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
You're just coming in and out just slightly right now.
Maybe it'll be better if I stand up. Is it better now?
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna stay standing then.
Okay, here comes your questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Gracie?
Yeah.
Hi, Gracie.
My question is, what inspired you to make your career of music?
As a singer?
Yeah.
Well, originally, when I was a little girl, we had a piano in the house, a really nice grand piano, and I would play on it, and then I asked my mom for piano lessons, and I wanted to be a concert pianist. And I was okay for a singer, but actually, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't like Giacomo. You know, Giacomo's a prodigy and a genius, so I wasn't able to really shine as a concert pianist. So then I started playing violin, and after I played violin for 5 years, which I hated violin. And then I said, okay, Mom, I'm tired of the violin. I'd like to go, because I wanted to be in an orchestra in high school, and I was in the non-audition orchestra, but I didn't make it into the audition orchestra because I wasn't good enough. I could only do vibrato on the E string. I wasn't a good violinist. So then I said, okay, Mom, I'm going to go take pottery class. And she said, no, you're not throwing all your music education away. You're going to take choir. So then I took choir, and I was louder than everyone else. So they put me in the low alto section to sort of hide me. And that's how I got started. And then I went and got some voice lessons, and my first voice teacher, Beverly Park, who was an amazing lady, she said, you have to go to Oberlin Conservatory and study with Richard Miller, rest in peace. He passed away in 2009. He was my guru, and he was a very famous pedagogue, and one of the most famous pedagogues in the history of singing, and he wrote a lot of books. And actually my recorder's sitting over there on one of his books for good luck right now, The Art of Singing. And he also wrote a book called The Structure of Singing, which we call the Maroon Bible because it's maroon colored. Anyway, so he helped me develop my voice. I had some other great teachers after he passed away as well. Right now my teacher is Miron Horn. She's a very, very famous mezzo-soprano, and she's an incredible person. So that's how I got on the road. I'm sorry that was a long answer to a short question.
Thank you.
Do you want the chair?
Yeah, I think it's better it's in here, because I think they put the...
You want it nearer?
Hi, I'm Jesslyn.
Jesslyn! Hi!
Where has been your favorite place to perform?
Oh my gosh. Just about every place. Honestly, I cannot answer that question because it's not about the place that I perform. It is about the audience. And when an audience gives you love, you can feel it, you know what I mean? You can connect with the audience. You see their faces, you look at them. Sometimes they're sleeping. But you see them and you make a connection with them, a sort of a friendship, and you're very vulnerable with them. And so that's why I think it's all about the audience. So really, I do like this foyer though of the Staatstheater Darmstadt because it has really nice echoing, booming acoustics.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Luke.
Hi, Luke.
What made you want to become a singer?
When?
What made you want to become a singer?
Well, the first operas I heard were on video, actually. I heard Anna Moffo. She was an American opera singer. She was doing La Traviata, another Verdi opera. And she's also very beautiful. She was voted in Italy as many times as the most beautiful woman in the world. And she just captivated me in this movie. And we'd go to the library every week and we'd get to check movies out, my mom and I kept watching this one video. I also was inspired by Ingmar Bergman, the film director's staging of The Magic Flute. It's a really wonderful video, but opera was always a part of our lives. My mom and dad were musical, and so we went to the opera a lot. I heard operas all the time. I think one of my first operas was actually Aida. So we just went to the opera a lot, and we listened to the Met broadcasts on the radio every single Saturday without fail of my entire childhood. Thank you.
Is there some music student?
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, what's your name?
Kirsten.
Hi, Kirsten.
Where was your first show in Europe?
My first show in Europe? Well, I was in a Young Artist program many, many years ago in 2003. I don't know if you guys were born in 2003. Were you born in 2003?
No.
No.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. So I did sing some art songs there, but my first, oh no, that's not true. I sang La Sonnambula in Italy. I sang in Italy. Yes.
In Italy?
Yes. In Urbania, Italy. And I loved it. It's La Sonnambula is an opera called, it means the sleepwalker. And she's this girl that she sleepwalks everywhere, and that gets her into all sorts of trouble.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tanner.
Hi, Tanner.
Who is your favorite group or person to perform with?
Ah, that's very interesting. Well, obviously, I love to perform with, obviously, all of my orchestras at the theaters that I work with. Those change and come and go. I've gotten to work with some really amazing sort of popular musicians, though, like I got to work with Bobby McFerrin. I got to work with Rufus Wainwright a couple of times, and that was really exciting for me. My favorite private group to work with, though, is an orchestra called Music of Remembrance. It is an orchestra, it's a small orchestra that performs music that remembers the Holocaust. So it performs music by Jewish composers or inspired by Jewish composers who lived through the Holocaust.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
What's your name?
Ethan.
Ethan, hi.
And my question was, did anyone specific inspire you to become an opera singer?
Oh yes. Another one of my big, big idols, my favorite soprano of all time. Well, I mean, obviously I have several, but my favorite one is the great soprano Leontine Price. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's actually still alive. She's got to be in her late 80s or something. She's incredible. My mother actually saw her live twice. I wasn't so lucky because she was retired by the time I was old enough. But if you go on YouTube and look up Leontine Price, and it's spelled Leontyne. I know, it looks like Leontine Price, like the word price. And she's just, I think, the most beautiful soprano voice ever in the history of the world.
Yes, right.
Giacomo agrees.
I totally agree, and she was in my first opera recording, Aida.
He had his first opera recording was Aida with Leontine Price.
From America, from New York.
From New York.
From New York, yes. Yeah, from Metropolitan Opera.
Yes.
Metropolitan #1.
Thanks, Ethan.
It's morning in America.
It is. It's like
It's
10 a.m. or something. It's real early there.
Hi, my name's Alex.
Hi, Alex.
My question for you is, what do you miss most about the States?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to say, obviously, first and foremost, my family. I talk to them every night on FaceTime. I'm so lucky that we live now in this era of computers and internet where I can talk to them every single day. But also, I miss the food, and I like to bake. And I started baking cakes when I came to Germany because I couldn't find the desserts that I wanted here. Can you tell? So I started baking them myself. And for instance, you can't get pie crust at the store here. You can't just go out and buy a pie crust in the frozen food section. So I had to learn to make everything from scratch. But obviously, I would love to just be able to go to the store and get a pie crust when I want to.
Thank you.
Hi, Megan. It's John again.
Hi, John.
You know, Megan, Marie Hart, and Giacomo, that you have provided us with an experience that we will never forget. And we're just little Greensburg, Indiana, but you did such an amazing job. Thank you so very much.
We're giving a virtual hug. We have to distance.
You know,
Thank you very much for letting us sing. It's really exciting. This is only the second time I've been able to sing for a virtual performance this entire year.
wow.
So this is like you've really given us a gift to allow us to perform these amazing pieces for you. We hope we did them justice.
It has been truly a blessing, and we can't thank you enough.
Well, I will send, I'll have my husband look through the recording that I made. Hopefully I recorded it right. I don't know if I pressed all the right buttons, but I'll have him look through, and we'll send you in an email the actual recording so you can hear the rest of Aida. Because I feel so bad.
That will be perfect. It was just stupendous. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, John. Bye, class. Bye, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.